Bruce Anthony Buffer is the official Octagon announcer for UFC events. On UFC broadcasts, he is introduced as the veteran voice of the Octagon. He is the half-brother of the well-known boxing and professional wrestling ring announcer Michael Buffer, and is the president and CEO of their company the Buffer Partnership. Both Michael and Bruce are grandsons of late boxer Johnny Buff. Buffer holds a black belt in Tang Soo Do and has fought as a kickboxer. Early life and martial arts. Buffer was born in Tulsa, Oklahoma. His mother, Connie, is of Italian descent. He first ventured into martial arts when he was 13 years old and living in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, studying judo and achieving the rank of green belt. He moved to Malibu, California with his family at the age of 15 and befriended two Chuck Norris students who got him into Tang Soo Do, in which he currently holds a second-degree black belt. He later began kickboxing in his 20s but was forced to give the sport up at the age of 32 when doctors ordered him to stop sparring after suffering his second concussion. Catchphrases and signature move. Buffer always begins each PPV with the phrase "Ladies and gentlemen, we are live." Before each main event, Buffer proclaims, "This is the main event of the evening," followed by "This is the moment you've all been waiting for," and finally, "It's time." Before introducing the final two fighters, his phrases are chimed in a similar fashion to his half-brother Michael's phrase "Let's get ready to rumble." Along with his catchphrases, Buffer has a signature move, which he has called the Buffer 180, where he motions directly across the octagon before quickly spinning 180 a degree and pointing to the corner being introduced. Buffer performs 45 a degree and 90 a degree turns before most fights, but reserves the Buffer 180 for main events and co-main events. At UFC 100, Buffer performed a Buffer 360 during his introduction of Frank Mir v. Brock Lesnar. Buffer vowed he would never do the Buffer 360 again. Regardless of this vow, he stated on his radio show on the Sherdog Radio Network, that he might perform the 360 in the spur of the moment. He also performs the Buffer bow exclusively for Randy Couture, in which he bends down as a knighthood to a king in the accolade. Notable appearances outside UFC. Buffer has announced many other MMA promotions internationally, including K1 events and also the 2008 Joel Kaseme vs Michael Katsidis boxing event on HBO. He also announces for the ADCC submission wrestling tournament held every 2 years around the world. Buffer is a very well-known and world-rated poker player on the professional circuit. He has appeared on ESPN's World Series of Poker main event show playing world champion Chris Moneymaker at the televised table in 2007 and made the final table of the World Poker Tour, in the Season 3 Invitational at the Commerce Casino, where he placed 6th. He appeared on an MMA vs. Poker Pro match during the 6th season of the NBC show Poker After Dark along with Strikeforce fighter Dan Henderson and UFC fighter Randy Couture. Outlasting both his aforementioned MMA peers as well as pros Eric Lindgren and Patrick Antonius, Buffer finished second in that contest, losing in heads-up play to Howard Lederer. At the World Series of Poker 2010 main event final table, Bruce Buffer was given the honor to start the final table with the poker phrase "Shuffle up and deal." As of September 2010, the Luxor Las Vegas has named their poker room after Bruce Buffer. Buffer has appeared on some TV shows. First as a child actor on Adam 12. On Friends, his appearance was in Season 3 Episode 24, the one with the Ultimate Fighting Champion. On the HBO series Entourage, he appeared in the episode entitled Gotcha, announcing an exhibition fight for Chuck Liddell's charity. On March 20, 2012, Bruce was featured on the Comedy Central show Tosh Zero. He is also the official announcer for the World Series of Beer Pong. Most recently, Bruce has broken into the world of competitive arm wrestling, announcing for the Ultimate Arm Wrestling League for their UAL 5 Ultimate matchup in Orange County, California on November 2, 2013. Radio. Bruce Buffer is the host of his own radio show, It's Time. Featured on the Sherdog Radio Network. He frequently interviews guests, both inside and outside of the mixed martial arts world. The show features a segment entitled The Buffer 180 a Degree, when people call in either to talk about MMA or ask Buffer for his advice on certain topics. The show is co-hosted by T.J. DeSantis. On September 2, 2014, the podcast version of its time debuted on Podcast One. On January 27, 2015, the final show was uploaded, in which Buffer and DeSantis compared their leaving to an amicable breakup of a fun relationship, saying the show would more permanently marry a new distributor by the next week. References. External links, official website, Bruce Buffer at the Internet Movie Database.